Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the garage, and welcome back to the second gen project. So if you guys haven't noticed, I'm really excited about this second gen that we picked up. I really can't tell you 100% why. I think part of it has to do with the fact that the truck is, well, what you see before you. We don't have to be careful with it. We're not worried about, the good looks or scratching the paint or any of that kind of silly stuff. This is, we're just purely in it for the fun of kind of building the truck and seeing what this 24 valve platform does, or what, all the good things about it, all the bad things. These trucks are pretty much like the most underrated or least desirable of the Cummins trucks. But that being said, they're the most obtainable of these trucks. So a lot of them are rotten, like our truck is right here. And a lot of them are just kind of falling into disrepair. Also, they have the probably least, like I said, least, what's the right way to put it? Yeah, people just don't like the 24 valve. People like the 12 valve, people like the common rail, but this is like the ugly stepchild that was there for 4 years. But people just don't really care for it. Well, we're going to find out why. And I'm excited about that whole thing. I'm excited to learn something new. And honestly, guys, looking at parts for these trucks, they're very reasonable in cost. Think about fuel injectors. You can get a full set of fuel injectors for this truck for like $500 to $800, which is pretty cool considering the core charge on a set of common rail injectors for this truck. When we sent our cores in from our factory engine, those cores were worth like $900. So you can get brand new injectors for this truck for that, or reman, big horsepower, well, higher horse injectors, stuff like it. So anyway, like I said, guys, I am excited about this thing. It's just going to be neat. I want to try and just do something unique, and yeah, needless to say, I'm just excited about it. So anyway, we're working on that again tonight. So what are we doing on that tonight? Well, we are doing one of the things that we kind of stated needed to be done in our first video, and it's more of just a convenience thing. So if you guys remember, I had told you that our door handle was broken. So we needed a door handle, got a new door handle. I think I just got this off of the Amazon. Let's see here. So we got a new door handle for the truck. We're going to replace that because obviously this is very inconvenient to get in and out, and if we have somebody with us, because like I said before, the interior, other than the fact that the dash is pretty much non-existent, is actually in relatively good shape on this truck. So we're going to put that on and then move on from there. I got something else I want to do to the truck, which I've kind of been harping on way too much in the last couple videos about this truck, but you guys will see. I think it's an interesting solution, and maybe some of you guys will like it. But anyway, let's get this door handle in and see what else we have. So anyway, let's get this door handle in and move on from there. Basically, I'll show you on the driver's side because I have to actually get in here to open that door anyway. Basically, the passenger side is the same as the driver's side, except for our window handle is actually already taken off of that side. There's a little clip in there, so if you get this thing off, you got to try and make sure you don't lose that. I got to find one for the passenger side, but 2 screws in here, and then this handle pocket comes out. There's a screw up here, and then there's a bunch of little clips or little plastic clips behind the door panel. Also, there is this door handle here, which you could sneak the door panel out, kind of push your lock down and get it up over that. And you can unbolt this if it's in the way, but it is not mandatory. So we will get to putting a new handle in here and move on from there. So guys, we got a new door handle on and looking good. Works good, man. That door, surprising how good that door shuts for, well, what this thing is. But yeah, our handle is in. The only little issue I had was trying to get the one nut. There's 2 nuts on the back side of it, or 2 studs that you need to put nuts on. I couldn't get the one. I'm reaching my hand in there. It was all kinds of awkward, and that's when I kind of looked here. What's this black little cap for? Yeah, that's your access to get your your extension, your socket in there. So I got that all done. The only real thing we are missing is the handle for the window. Like I said, we do have the handle, but we don't have the clip, so I'll have to find the clip. Also, when I was in this truck the other day messing around, I'm pretty sure our front speakers aren't working. I don't know if they're blown or what, so we'll probably have to look at that at some point too. But anyway, not a big deal. We can put the window down if we want. We do have the handle in our center console. So on to the next job for the evening. And that's right, we are going to be working on the parking brake. So I know you guys are probably tired of hearing about this darn thing. And honestly, it's just, we're doing it because I came across this little fix. Well, it's not really a fix. So from what I've garnered, in these trucks, somewhere between 98.5 and 2001, they changed the parking brake to where it stays down on the floor and then actually physically comes up when you pull the parking brake release. On this truck, it does not. You can hear the ratchet and then it comes back up, which according to you guys is how it's supposed to be. And when you look at the mechanism, nothing is broken or anything. So that being said, I, in my searching, came across a solution that I like because it makes this truck just like my '01 Veronica. And for that, we're actually going to, if I can get the camera in here, we're actually going to be pulling our parking brake assembly out. So there is one bolt here. There is a rod linkage to the disconnect, this disconnect switch here, or latch, whatever you want to call it, the parking brake release. And then there's 2 bolts in the back, and then we can get that down. So we're going to get that out, and then I'll show you exactly what we're going to do. And I think this is a good solution. It's definitely going to make me happy, and I think it's definitely a little bit better way than how the factory did it. So we'll get that out, which, like I said, only a couple bolts, might be missing something, but we'll get that out and we'll talk about it a little more. So we are disconnected, got our parking brake cable off. So what I did was I undid our 3 bolts, our 1 on the side, our 2 back here. We also had an electrical connection to do right here, which is, I guess, for when the parking brake is applied, so then you would have the light on. Then I actually, kind of jammed this and pulled underneath too to get it slide out. Got the whole assembly out, and then fished the cable out, which to get the cable out, it was wrapped, it comes through here and it wraps up around here. So I just kind of pried the cable out till I could get the little end here, the little hammerhead, if you will. Slide that out, and then I could get the cable free. And then you got to get this whole clippy mechanism. You got to get all 3 of these tongs in so they'll slide out. So we're going to take this in on the workbench, and we're going to make this the way I feel it should have came from the factory. So here's our parking brake assembly. So normally when it's in the truck, your cable is pulling down like this. So when you push it with the pedal, it ratchets until it's tight, and then your pedal comes back. So in order to release the tension, see, I can't pull it now. You pull your release, and then it goes back. So what I don't like about it is when this thing is applied, this pedal just keeps coming back. And like I said, it's not the same on Veronica. So I found a way we can actually make it how I prefer, and which I really do think is the way it should be. So we're going to take our spring off. We're going to go like that, which, as you guys can note, it's going clockwise around. So what we're going to do is get this off of here, which we just got to finagle it a bit. Get off. So we're going to set that aside for now. We're gonna grab Mr. Drill and a 1/4-inch drill bit, and right in the top center of this plate, we're gonna drill us a nice little hole. Then, gotta grab a 1/4-inch bolt. 1/4-inch bolt, which this is actually a 1/4 by 1/2 bolt. So how this is all going to go down is we're actually going to end up tacking our bolt in place, and then we're going to put our spring back on counterclockwise. So kind of like that, and then it'll come around here. And put it on like that. So like I said, that bolt is going to get tacked. So right now, pull that and our pedal comes up. So when we apply our pedal, now it will stay down. And then when we pull this, it will come back just like it is in Veronica, in my blue truck, in the newer truck. So that's exactly what I was looking for a parking brake. That's how I like it to operate. So now we got to weld this bolt in place so that way it doesn't come loose. That's how you guys can make this parking brake setup work like in some of the newer second gen trucks. I don't know exactly when they transferred over, somewhere between 98.5 and 01 apparently, but this is how you can make the older style like the newer style, which I prefer. When that pedal is down, you know the parking brake is set. So we'll get this bolt tacked in and we'll get this thrown back in the truck. So guys, it is much later. We got into some other stuff other than our parking brake cable, but we got that all done. So our parking brake is back in. I have some interior stuff I gotta get back under that molding, but that's not the point. Put our parking brake on and we can release. So now this is just like my second gen, my other second gen Veronica or gas truck, where the pedal stays down. All we did, little modification. Honestly, getting the pedal in and out is the hardest part of that. But yeah, glad I found that. I think I found it on TDR, the turbo diesel register. So the parking brake release is how I like it now. Also, I did, let me grab my light. I did jack the back of the truck up and set our parking brake, or set the parking brake, adjusted. I adjusted the parking brake. Man, guys, it is late, which we will go into why here in a second. But if we get down here, if you guys look at the back wheel there, there's two little covers. The one to the furthest back of the truck is actually, there's a star wheel in there, so you just pull that cover off and you can adjust that star wheel. Just rotate it up. What I did was I set the parking brake, rotated it up until the wheels were dragging and I couldn't spin them, and then I'd release the parking brake and just kind of work it until they were adjusted. They might need a little bit more fine tuning, but I'm happy with where it is right now. So, why is it so much later? Well, that is because we got involved in a little something on the top of our Dana 70, which a few of you had commented on. It's a Dana 70, not a Dana 60. So, now, another thing. Many of you guys had commented that the reason the ABS light and the brake light were on is likely due to the ABS sensor in the rear or the speed sensor in the rear. I was always under the impression that these trucks picked up the speed from that tone ring, which they still may, but other guys were saying it comes off the transmission. I don't know, and it doesn't matter for our little story. My thinking was, well, we got another second gen. Let's pull the sensor out of that and try it on this truck. So I got the sensor out of Veronica and went to pull the one out of whatever we're going to call this. And that's where things kind of took a turn for the worse. So as you guys can see, here is the sensor out of the 2500. Kind of came out in pieces. So it had been in there a while. And actually, when I got like most of the pieces out, the O-ring was actually still stuck in the bore. So this sensor broke when I was trying to get it out. Presumably it's been in there probably 20 years. So that got that, and then the magnet came out, and then the coil, and then even this plastic barrel was stuck in there, and I had to kind of break pieces off. I had a screw, and I was trying to screw into it to pull it out, but finally we got it. Then we put Veronica's sensor in, and wouldn't you know, this sensor points to the driver's side, whereas Veronica's, with the bolt hole in, the same orientation toward the top, actually faces the other way. But that being said, it doesn't matter. We got it in there loose to see if it does what we want. So if we come in here and put our key in, we have all our lights, the brake, and ABS, and they go out. So none of the lights on the dash are on. Windshield wipers. So we got all the lights on the dash to go out. Between our check engine light, our ABS, and our brake light. So it was that sensor like you guys had said in the comments. I appreciate it. Thank you. And to boot, we screwed with our emergency brake, or our parking brake. When you look at that, we got our parking brake indication. If we release it, it goes out. So our dash is functioning exactly how it's supposed to. I'm so excited. We're going to have to get a sensor, obviously, because ours is facing the wrong way. But we know that that is what we need. So I'm very excited about that. So guys, we struggled with that speed sensor in the rear just because it broke. I mean, it's probably been in there. Who knows how long those lights have been on in this truck. They could have been on for 10 years. Who knows? But yeah, anyway, so we got that sensor out. We got one in to kind of prove that we needed a sensor. So we need to get that swapped back into Veronica tomorrow and then go pick up a new sensor. But all the lights on the dash are off. The truck starts, the truck runs, the parker brake's set, the parker brake's acting how I think it should act, which a lot of you guys said is actually normal for these older second gens. Yeah, so we've had the truck about a week and we're just moving right along. We know our brakes are good. We got new fluid in the rear. We got new engine oil. Really, what I need to do is I need to order a transmission pan so we can change that and look at the filter. Also, probably adjust second gear band while we're in there. Yeah, so we're moving right along with this thing. We got some parts coming for it. I'm getting excited. So anyway, guys, we're making progress and everything's working out. Yeah, I'm excited. What can I say? So anyway, it is a school night. It's late. I'll talk to you guys later. Get out in your garage. Get the wrenching on your truck. And if you get a chance, hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. All right? I'll catch you guys on the next one.